And coming up ahead tonight on 0800 Tardis Alive, we'll be talking about the episode The Battles of the Rascal of Colossus. And we'll also be talking about what's going to be happening in 2019 with Doctor Who with our guest Shona Parsons. Hit the rolling credits. Good evening and welcome to 0800 Tardis Live here on a good old sunny Tuesday evening, and it's a bit still outside, you can't hear much of the wind and all that sort of thing. So, what did you think of the Battle of the Rascal of Colossus? How do you describe the episode? Well, how I'd probably sit there and describe that would have been a... It was an interesting end to the season. It definitely had the bit of the hype that you would have for a end of season episode. I think it's good that it had correlation to the first episode, with the the Rascal, make it, say, well, the first planet we invaded was Earth, and now we've tried to invade the rest of the world. Yeah, it's a bit of an interesting episode. I think it also showed a bit more of Graham's side and showing how Graham can be a better person of not lowering himself to the standards of the person who killed, the monster that killed his wife. I think that was definitely a good thing that was brought on from that episode. How else do you say it? Shows, I like the part about the amnesia. That was definitely something that was something a bit different, that the planet makes you have amnesia. God, I feel a bit like that at the moment myself. So, it's definitely different. Now, here's the interesting one, is the ratings that have been issued by some... now, the ratings of the episode... were 5.32 million overnight viewership in the UK, or 26.4% of the audience, making it the 4th highest overnight viewership for the week and the 21st highest for the week. Yeah. Now, the professional rating scores that have been given for it, the Rotten Tomato average score was 5.6 with a Rotten Tomato, tomatometer of 79%. Entertainment Weekly gave it a rating of a B-. The Daily Mirror gave it 3 stars. New York Magazine only gave it 2. Radio Times gave it 3 stars. The AV Club gave it a B-. The Telegraph, also another one that gave it 2 stars. And TV Fanatic sat there and gave it 4.5 stars. So, but another sort of different sense of mixed reviews that would be brought on from there. So that sort of thing. Now, here's one thing that definitely has to sit there and, I think might anger a few fans. Some of them might say good riddance, some of them might say great. 2019 doesn't look like it's going to have any Doctor Who filmed again. I personally am a bit upset to hear that. It just seems to be a regular recurrence of the way how Doctor Who has been over the last couple of years. It seems to be film 1 year, miss a year, film 1 year, miss a year. I don't know how to sit there and describe that. This is what, so I'm reading from DoctorWhoTV.co.uk, who I seem to find is more of the, shall we say, more accurate sources, plus also they get rid of all the rubbish that has been set and set. So the press release that was mentioned on here, as Series 11 comes to a close on BBC One tonight, Sunday the 9th of December, the show's announced that Series 12 is on its way and will be returning to BBC One in early 2020. Season 11 marks a brand new era for Doctor Who, with showrunner Chris Chibnall taking control of the TARDIS with Jodie Whittaker as the 13th Doctor. Viewers saw the Doctor and her friends travel through space and time and adventures of fighting monsters and conquering battles. Series 12 will see Jodie reprise her role as the Doctor, and she'll once be again joined by Bradley Welsh, Graham Mandy, Mandip Gill, Yasmin, and Tosin Colt Ryan. So far, from the first 8 episodes of season 11, Doctor Who has had an average of four screen consolidated audience of 8.4 million. Jodie's first episode as Doctor Who launch was consolidated audience of 11 million, making it the second biggest drama this year across all channels, while also placing it among the top 10 programs in 2018 so far across all channels. The episode received 3.7 million requests from BBC iPlayer. Speaking of the return showrunner Chris Chibnall said, "We're off again. We will never actually stop, as Jodie Whittaker's Doctor and friends have been winning the hearts of families across the nation this autumn. We've been busy with a whole new set of action-packed adventures for the 13th Doctor. We're all making this show and have been blown away by the response from the audience, so we can't wait to bring more scares, more monsters, and more Bradley Welsh, Mandip Gill and Tosin Cole to the BBC, brilliant. Also, Charlotte Moore, the director of content, added, "We're delighted that the Doctor Who Friends will be returning to thrill audiences in 2020. I know Chris and the whole team already work on a whole new set of exciting adventures. In the meantime, we'll have a very special episode for New Year's for everyone to enjoy." Now, that's what the BBC have sat there and said. Now, I can tell you right now, the 0800 TARDIS fans, there are a lot of frustrated people from the 0800 TARDIS fan base. So one of the comments was, "In early 2020, we'll probably only have a delay of 3 to 4 months. It's not like it's going to be late in December 2020. We've just been waiting as long for one of Capaldi's seasons, and if it means it is better the writing if it is better the writing is better than this season, because they have taken a lot more time to make it, then I'm happy to wait." So that one was from Siobhan. Another one from Shona, which was, "Well, I'm done. This was just a fancy drinking game for me." Yeah, anyway, to be taking a year off, really, they're just mocking us now. Doctor Who isn't Game of Thrones. It can't be a year off and then just start back up. They just can't do that anymore. There's more to choose from, and people will start walking away. I know I have. It's a grand time, dear Doctor. From Jeffrey, okay, I can't sit there and say that word on there. Pretty much what Shona said. Also got from Jay, "I wish you all a good morning." Don't know why that would be sit there and said. And one from Looking a whole year with no Doctor Who. And we've got one from our honest opinion. "It's good and bad. You'd be an idiot to acknowledge that the fans aren't too impressed with this season. In fact, I found so many people that hate Doctor Who love this season, and vice versa. To be honest, it's a show. There's audience drama out there every month that Doctor Who, and obviously the writers want to write better stories, and that take time and care. They understand the mistakes, and now they know how to make them right. 2020 sounds far away because it's is a new third number, but we are close to 2019, like days away. This will mean that a few days and 1 year. I am sure everyone can survive. Everyone that's complaining, listen to audio dramas, live your lives, and before you know, Doctor Who is there. It is what they did in the classic era anyway. On top of this, I can see a lot of people saying they can't do this. Well, they are so, and there's nothing you can do about it, just make the best of it. And that is completely true. I mean, the BBC is a private company, And it's actually, it's British. It's a broadcasting corporate of was it state-owned enterprise of the UK government. But basically, the BBC has independent rights, and they can actually do what they do, which is suitable with them. It's not like, look at it from down under. I mean, we're in New Zealand. I mean, it's great that Television New Zealand's got the rights to it, but it's not like Television New Zealand actually makes it. The BBC is the one who actually makes it. So that's the part that has really, it's interesting to see where, some people feel like, they've got a lot of investment in it. I have to be honest, myself, I've invested a lot of time, especially with this channel as well. It's not easy sitting there and doing these sorts of things. I still want to see the day when they're going to sit there and start filming Doctor Who, do a couple of episodes in New Zealand and get Sir Peter Jackson to sit there and direct it. That's been something that has been talked about on the cards for quite a while. So that's something that's people got, So maybe that could happen in the next Doctor Who season. Who knows? I mean, if BBC's watching this right now, I might be giving you ideas. I mean, we've got this lovely thing called the Beehive. You could have that as Dalek headquarters. I'm very sure if you gave, was it Jacinda Ardern our PM, I'm pretty sure, I think she wouldn't mind, exterior shots of there, or give Speaker of the House, Trevor Mallard, a ring to see if you use Parliament grounds to sit there and film a Dalek-based Doctor Who episode. And the great thing is, you don't have to pay Peter Jackson to sit there on flight in the UK to sit there and direct this episode. He all he has to do is catch the number 30 express bus from his house all the way out to the CBD, and he's there off at work. He doesn't even have to take the car. So, that could be an option. So we're going to now take a quick break, and we'll bring in Shona Parsons coming here live from the good old South Island. Right, and mute.
Not bad, yourself? Sweet.
And welcome to Tardis Live here on, our, as usual, Tuesday nights. We're at Shona Parsons here live from, now where is it in the South Island you're from?
We'll just go Canterbury.
Canterbury? God, now, do you celebrate South Canterbury Anniversary Day, or do you celebrate Canterbury Anniversary Day?
Canterbury Anniversary Day.
Okay, so that just says how far up the coast you are. Okay, so yeah, it's definitely not far from Christchurch. So now, it was interesting sitting there and see this. Now, primary reason for having you on the show tonight is to talk now. It was about, you're a bit upset about them not doing any Doctor Who in 2019.
Not really, it's just more that the whole thing's become a laughing joke.
So, if you were in charge of the BBC right now, what sort of things would you sit there and try to do to sit there and make things work better? Like, I mean,
ask my friend how much he wanted.
Yeah, so would you, would it be more of a better of a compromise if, say, they did 5 episodes next year and 5 episodes in 2020? Could that be a workable compromise?
Well, no, because they didn't even mention that they weren't going to do any episodes next year until pretty much
After
the
they've done
end
it.
of the season.
Yeah, and I have to admit that's quite poor timing on their part. I'm wondering what else it would sit there and do. So what sort of things would you sit there and, could sit there and improve things for 2019? Do you think they should
Get rid of
up
the female
audio
doctor.
dramas or something like that?
Get rid of the female doctor, get rid of the 3 companions, get rid of whoever is meant to be the head writer at the moment. It's like Broadchurch. Except Broadchurch was slightly better.
Well, actually, I could see your point in saying that, considering it is the exact same, same writer, one of the same actresses. Yeah, I mean, that sort of thing. What would you do to suggest who would you suggest as a replacement for the Doctor?
Anyone but another woman. Anyone. I don't care. Just so long as it's not another female.
Oh, okay, so you don't think the female Doctor thing has worked quite well?
It was the wrong time to do it.
Wrong time. No, interesting you say that, because a few people have sat there and said that. Like Alistair, one of our guests who have been on there previously, he sat there and said, they were suggested it back in 1987 by Sidney Newman, and they went with Sylvester McCoy. And Sidney Newman suggested it back then.
And back then, it would have been 2 out of the box. Whereas, we knew a female Doctor was coming due to the progression of the world and all the pretty little snowflakes that we had. So, the female Doctor was always going to happen. But the thing is, we had the female Master, who came along at the right time, who was the right actress, who did the storyline justice. And she ended up redeeming the Master all the way through. She did justice to
Michelle Gomez is definitely the right person to play Missy, or play a female version of the Master.
Exactly, and it came along at the right time with the right actors in support.
Oh no, that's understanding. Yeah, okay.
Whereas with Jodie Whittaker, we've got, as a natural blonde, I feel like she's just not doing the blonde gene any justice, because we're constantly being some dunce thing that's just wandering around going, oh, that's pretty.
Yeah, and at the same time using brains, which, basically, it's a double-edged sword there, and I know what you're saying on that one. And that's a point that, I haven't picked that one up, but I see exactly what you're saying.
And then we've got 3 companions, and Bradley Walsh is just there for the sheer fact that he's had a few funny lines on some game show. We've got 2 other
there's a bit
actors.
more behind that. He's also been on Law and Order UK and also on Coronation Street before he was on The Chase.
Yeah, they don't really help him as an actor.
No, I mean, it's interesting to see that. Like, I actually, be honest, I think Bradley Walsh's character, it's kind of dumbed down him. I'm used to him being seen as that smart, intelligent person, and I feel
it would have been nice if we kept his wife, the wife, Grand, whatever she was, for that first episode, that whole redeeming thing was this old woman who was just like gung-ho, straight into everything, live every day as your last, let's go. Like, screw feminism, well, whatever the 2018 equivalent of feminism is, screw that, I'm going to go do it, let's go. And we've got this little white man who's just too timid to do anything, and then we have these 2 other actors who have no chemistry, who act.
Now, when you say chemistry, do you mean chemistry together or chemistry at all? Like, I mean,
At all. It's literally white. They've got their script in their heads going, right, I meant to smile. Oh, now we're meant to run to our next exit right stage.
So you sit there and say that it's too scripted for their characters.
They have no chemistry. They're not becoming the actors. Like when Amy Pond was Amy Pond. Amy Pond was Amy Pond. She was this redhead from Scotland who had a screw you attitude, and this is what was going to happen. when Rory Pond was Rory Pond. Rory Pond was this lovable imbecile who just followed his wife to the end of the world.
Yes.
Then we have these two who we all know are going to end up in a relationship because that's how Doctor Who works at the moment. And it's like they're just kind of going, insert nice quote here and make googly eyes at such and such. I'm in love with you, please do not leave me. Oh, hold on, I'm meant to be playing Ryan. Oh, I can't climb a ladder.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. So you've not been a particularly good fan of this whole season.
Oh god, no. I haven't watched the two episodes, haven't watched yet. I ran out of vodka.
Fair enough. So would you rate yourself in the same category as, what do you call it, like this week's review of the New York Magazine and the Telegraph where they rated it 2 stars?
I haven't seen it, so I can't comment on any of it. I haven't seen the last 2 episodes.
So you've pretty much become a bit more tuned out because of how things have gone.
Yeah, like the other week when they had this cute little alien there, I can't remember the name, it was like the adipose, it just ate everything. That was great. But the fact that they killed off a male character in the first 5 minutes didn't help.
Yeah, no, definitely.
But we had this cute little alien that was like reminiscent of Tennant's Doctor and Smith's Doctor, and it was almost like a glittering hope of something. There was something. Everyone had some acting skills for 2 minutes. There was some decent computer work. It was almost a glittering hope for Doctor Who. And then it just got worse.
So if you could sit there and say, like, basically, from what you're saying, it seems to me you're a bit of a fan of the Amy Pond era. Would you say that was more of the highlights of modern Doctor Who?
Yeah, Matt Smith is my chosen Doctor. Capaldi, I could live with, but Jodie Whittaker is not the Doctor. She is not my Doctor, and I think this is starting to darken the days of the Doctor Who. Like, having a year off is not going to help it. It's not Game of Thrones. It does not have a strong following. It has a cult following. It has people who are 50 plus years old who watch it because that's what they watched back in...
When they were a kid? Yeah.
Yeah, that's when they were dim, dark day sort of thing where there was only one TV in the neighbourhood. And those of us who are into New Who, we have the attention span of ADHD cats. We go, oh, shiny thing, and move on.
Oh, well, I'll be honest. I mean, you know, some of the Doctor Who episodes, I mean, being with me watching them on the laptop at work, I mean, you know, I was swapping around doing many other things, including serving customers and all that sort of thing at the same time while watching the episode. And I have to admit, you know, some of the episodes I went and replayed it backwards. Others of them, I didn't feel like I needed to. I felt like I felt like I was a bit summed up by it. So, and you know, if you've got a jaw-dropping episode, you tend to want to sit there and re-watch it twice if you sit there and miss it because you have an interruption.
Yes, and I find even with Capaldi, you could sit there and watch his episodes over and over and over again. There was times last year where I think I watched some episodes up to 4 times in the space of 2 weeks for various reasons.
But this season hasn't quite sat there and performed that same performance.
I'm not even bothering downloading it. I'm not even saving it. I'm not even bothering it.
Aren't you watching it? Have you been watching it on TV and on demand?
No, I record it on TV, watch it and quiet and delete it.
Oh, okay.
I'm not even wasting my internet on it.
Oh, fair enough. I mean, I don't know if you're on a unlimited plan or capped or whatever. I mean, we've got fibre broadband where we are, but you know, I don't know exactly which part you are, whether they've still got fibre down that way yet.
We have fibre. It's not that good.
Oh, okay.
I'm on unlimited. I can download whatever I want and stream whatever I want. I just don't feel like it's a good waste of internet.
Yeah, no, fair enough. I mean,
putting a YouTube video on where I'm watching someone paint their wall for 30 minutes is a good use of internet.
Yes, I think that's a very that's not quite a good ball to sit there and be rated it is, and it says something about, well, how you feel about the show. Now, one of the things that with coming up with the New Year's episode at this point, are you probably going to be watching it, or you're not sure? Or
At this point, it's just kind of going through the motions. We're watching it because it's Doctor Who. It's what you do as a Whovian. You watch the show, you go through the motions. I'm just going to make sure I got an extra bottle of vodka.
Well, you know, I mean, you're going to be supporting your local bottle store while doing that.
I work in my local bottle store.
Oh, so can we sit there? We'll probably outdo it on the shipping, but got some good deals on, was it alcohol? I'm a bit of a cider fan myself.
No, unfortunately, no. But at least I'm supporting my workplace.
So since you mentioned about vodka, what sort of vodka do you drink? Do you do Dan Aykroyd's vodka, or
whatever I can find at the time that I remember?
Oh, okay.
It doesn't even need to be good vodka. It's just something to play shots with when you're watching Doctor Who.
Yeah, well, I mean that's something that, you know, I don't even think my dad actually did when he was younger. So they're having shots while doing Doctor Who. I mean, yeah, it's just something. It's something different.
Well, I'm not the only person that does it. I know of a couple of other Whovians who have been Whovians for as long as Doctor Who's existed, who sit there and play drinking games. Oh, social justice warrior moment. That's a shot.
Oh, okay. It's like, you know, like when it was Matt Smith's like, Alonzi! Shot! And whatever words he would, you know, choose a word for the episode every time he said he had a shot.
Yeah, and that was the Doctor, when he said Geronimo or Alonzi, that was him. Now it's, that poor acting, that's 3 shots.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Well, thank you for joining us this evening. And interesting to hear your points of view about the latest season.
Yeah, well, I'm done with Doctor Who. I can't even be bothered buying the DVDs for it.
Well, yeah, it's your choice of what you do there, and it's, yeah, and I have to be honest, I actually haven't brought any Doctor Who of the modern season, but I've got a whole heap of classic VHS tapes.
Oh, dim Dark Day tapes. I think I'm missing 2 DVDs of the entire Doctor Who collection.
Ooh.
Barring last year's season and this year.
Oh, okay. So
I've
got the bulk of the classic.
Pardon?
Have you got the bulk of the classics as well?
I've got all the classics.
Oh,
They're
nice.
on DVD.
Go on, you're going to be in the club of like Paul Scoons. He's got like the same. I think his ones are down to tapes as well because of the when he got them. But he's another one who's got quite a big collection.
Well, see, mine's just been built up and buying from other Whovians.
Yeah.
And I refuse to buy tapes.
Yeah.
They don't fit in the vintage suitcase as well.
Yeah. Okay, well, we'll continue off and chat off air, and we'll sit there and go there. Now, change the camera on to me. Okay, so that's a lot better. So thank you for joining us. Now next week will be our finale episode, where we'll also, Carrot will be making a comeback. Alistair's going to come in the studio, well, fingers crossed. We're going to get Mark Baumgarten live from Florida as well, and we're going to see who else we can sit there and try and fit in for our 1-hour season finale next Tuesday, 8 PM New Zealand time. So thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.